What's good, y'all? It's the Demouchet REACT, and we're back with another video. Who we got today, C?
Today we're back with another American reaction.
Yes,
so
sir.
excited about this video. If you're new to us
And we're new to you,
make sure you scroll down,
hit that subscribe button,
and turn on the post notification bell.
because we're on the road to 200K.
And we cannot get there without you guys, all right? Join the family without further ado. Let's get into the video.
Let's get it. Most awkward moments, finding your roots.
Woo!
I think we all gonna
love
have
that
awkward
show.
moments. We all have awkward moments when it comes to the realization of who's in the family line.
Oh, yeah.
The lineup gets hectic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it starts to get a little. I think we all know. If
Like,
you know,
what
you
were
know.
you doing?
Bruh.
20. Nora O'Donnell's grandmother's citizenship revoked.
It says Mary Teresa Monahan. And then it says canceled.
Canceled. Do you know what that means?
Does that mean she was denied?
The grandparents of CBS News anchor Nora O'Donnell immigrated from Ireland to the US, where they met and got married. O'Donnell's grandmother, Mary Monahan, came to America at 23 and managed to build a life for herself, eventually becoming a naturalized citizen. However, Monahan's citizenship was unexpectedly revoked, not because she committed any violent crime or act of treason, but because she told a little lie.
Claiming that she was single when she was actually already married. Why did she lie?
Why would she lie?
Since her husband, O'Donnell's grandfather, was still an undocumented immigrant, Monahan lied about her marital
She
status
tried to
to
protect
protect him from being deported. Call it a white lie or a loving fib, but for O'Donnell, it was a surprising revelation that made her reevaluate how she viewed her grandmother.
It's a reminder that, you know, that we all come from somewhere. And sometimes we forget where we came from.
Number 19.
Nah,
Wait a minute.
she did a big one with that one. She said we're gonna try to make sure everybody get on board
Right,
here.
right.
Even if it means I have to lie a little. You know what I'm saying?
Now, that'd be something if his citizenship was granted. Would love to know what happened after that.
Yeah.
Did they continue the marriage? Because she got here some kind of way.
Yeah. Oh, the proof is in the pudding.
Right.
She's sitting right here in front of us.
Sammy Hagar or Sammy Belcher?
Sammy, genetically, you are not a Hagar.
Get out of here.
You want to find out what your real biological surname is?
Yes, this is nutty as anything I've ever
what?
had.
When Van Halen lead singer Sammy Hagar appeared on Finding Your Roots, he made some shocking discoveries, but none left him quite as bewildered as this one. Those researchers unearthed an 1850 census document, which revealed that Hagar's great-great-grandmother, Elizabeth, was raising her kids alone. Oddly enough, her husband was alive and well, living in a neighbouring county with his own mother.
And as far as we can tell, they never reunited.
No.
They separated and
Wow.
never
And
reunited.
she raised kids by herself?
She raised
Back
kids
then?
by herself. Yeah.
Wow.
Son him to
So
his mom.
this is where the story gets wild.
To untangle this mystery, they tested Hagar's DNA and found that he shared no biological connection to the Hagar family. Instead, he was
Whoa.
genetically linked to 27 men with the surname Belcher. Host
Whoa.
Henry Louis Gates Jr. speculated that Elizabeth may have had an affair, which prompted her husband to leave her and move in with his mother.
Pause, bro. Whoa. He raised a child that wasn't his.
That's why he went home to his mama. He said, "Girl, take you and your children. I'm going home."
That's not even his name. Ooh. History.
So what happened to the man she was with?
Hey. Let's keep going.
So this gives me so much mind chewing ability. I mean, man, my mind's gonna work on this like a mouse on a wheel of cheese, man.
Number 18, a legal dispute in John Waters' family.
This is like a Dickens novel, and you never heard anything about it. No. Well, that's how the money was passed out.
Bitter family disputes are nothing new. They have occurred for centuries, plaguing both royal elites and regular folks alike. In the season 7 premiere, filmmaker John Waters learned about a conflict within his own family.
It's twisted history.
It
right?
is.
Yeah.
Your family tree drips with drama.
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah.
After the death of her husband, Waters' great-grandmother, Bertha Whittaker, was dragged to court by her mother-in-law, Mary. This fight was over custody of Bertha's young son, Clifford, and, as is the case with many other families, money matters. Mary argued that Bertha had an ungovernable temper and lacked the resources to raise the child. However, the court disagreed, granting
She had
Bertha
a temper.
custody of Clifford and even giving her a chunk of the family fortune. It's the kind of riveting twist you'd find in a John Waters film.
It's just funny to me when you hear that an adult has a temper.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Basically, they want what they want. You can't tell them no. Yeah, she wanted all of that. She wanted every penny.
Yeah, it's safe to say her and her mother-in-law did not get along.
At all.
Thinking up drama. You know, I'm always thinking up and saying things that happen to people.
Yeah.
That's how I make my living.
Number 17, LeVar Burton learns of
Oh,
his
I watched
white
this one.
ancestor.
Did you have any idea you had a white direct ancestor?
Y'all watch this.
No! No, I had no idea.
When you go digging into your family tree, you might not be entirely thrilled with what you find. No one knows this better than actor and TV host
Killed
LeVar
it.
Burton. Burton, who rose to prominence for playing enslaved protagonist Kunta Kinte in the 1977 miniseries Roots, discovered his own roots traced back to a white farmer named James Henry Dixon. To make things even more awkward, Burton learned that Dixon had served with the Confederate Army during the American Civil War.
Are you kidding me?
That's
It's on the
true.
wrong side.
Oh my God.
It sound like a conversation. Y'all know we do our digging as well.
Yeah.
And proudly, you know what I'm saying?
Proudly.
I have, I have a grandfather that actually fought in the Civil. You feel me? So
Yeah.
it's just mind blowing. It's
From the
stuff
north.
like that.
From
yeah,
the north.
yeah, yeah.
He
So,
came down to the south.
but my guy here, bro, is Confederate. They was fighting for another reason.
Right.
I did not see this coming.
To say that he was shocked by these revelations would be an understatement. However, he did manage to find a silver lining, acknowledging that it could help ease his conversations with white people in America.
Especially in this current time frame, in this now moment,
Mm-hmm.
I believe that as Americans, we need to have this conversation
Oh,
about
definitely.
who we are and how we
Definitely.
got here.
That should be mandatory.
Number 16,
Say that.
Neil Patrick Harris reacts to his ancestors' tragic fate.
Do you have any idea what they are accusing your ancestor Gertrude of?
Making some delicious meal?
Long before the Salem witch trials in the late 17th century, individuals across Europe, especially women, faced accusations of witchcraft.
What she
One of
was
such
doing?
women was Neil Patrick Harris's
Ooh, that's
12th
beautiful.
great-grandmother, Gertrude Stuhl. Stuhl was accused of enchanting her neighbours' livestock to kill them, and she was placed on trial for her life.
She is supposed to have bewitched the pigs and cows of her
Pigs and the
neighbors
cows.
so that they died. The cattle had foam on their necks. One cow lost her hooves, and the pigs had breathed like a bellows.
Oh,
Sadly,
man,
the proceedings
come
ended with Stuhl being found guilty of practicing witchcraft and sentenced to death. You'd
On
think
a
this
stake,
tragic
Nick was
family
actually
history
doing
would
that.
provoke a
Child, it was
somber
so violent.
reaction, but instead
Bruh.
Harris seemed oddly thrilled by the idea of his ancestor being burned at the stake. Even more unsettling, he drew a connection between Stuhl's accusation of black magic to his own love of magic.
But I would like to think that she really was a witch, and she had magical powers. We lost one for the cause. But
For the cause.
witchcraft lives on.
He was in it
Number
for the plot.
15, Larry David's secretive mother. It can be astounding how little one knows about their own family history. For comedian Larry David, this truth hit hard when he went on the show hoping to learn more about his mother, Rose, who he admits was notoriously secretive.
You know, she was older than my father.
Right.
I never knew that until she died.
Oh, okay. So there you go.
Oh, she
It's
lied
always
about her
puzzled
age.
me how little I knew.
As the researchers sifted through historical records, they unearthed a document showing that his grandmother had a daughter named Regina. But David was puzzled. He had never had an Aunt Regina. Did she die, change her name, or simply vanish?
Wow, so you think we made a mistake?
No, I don't think you made a mistake. I think she must have left somebody there, or maybe she died.
Well, no. Turns out David's mother, Rose, was actually born Regina, a fact he was completely unaware of. Whatever reason she had for the name change, Rose took it to her grave, leaving her son utterly confused.
Confused for
Yeah.
real.
was
'cause-
born in.
Not her being in, what would you call it? When they get a new identity, what do you call it?
Oh, man.
It be on the tip of my tongue.
Just
Dang
spit it out.
We
Just spit it out.
always do this. What do you call
I don't know what to
I'm
call
about
it.
to look it up.
We got time for
I
it?
be feeling like my brain don't be working when I watch
We got time
these
for it. We got
videos.
time for it. Hold on. Let's go ahead and dig on the web real quick.
'Cause Witness protection. I ain't even finished the search.
Yeah,
Witness
yeah.
protection is what it's called.
So my thing is this though. Why would she change her name? Like, we need story behind that. Was she trying to protect him?
No,
On top of being secretive of him not knowing nothing like that.
I don't know. Now, if she was in witness protection, it wasn't.
She
it
was
was something
involved.
she was running from. Yeah.
Yeah, she was involved in something and she was probably trying to
Something may
disconnect.
have happened. Yeah.
And she didn't want her children to get involved. So to separate yourself name wise,
You have to be the whole life.
that does kind of cut off the family, kind of like,
Yeah.
and they don't know because sometimes people retaliate different.
Right, and that couldn't have been the case.
That could,
may
you know,
not
we
have
just
been, but
just thinking about it.
yeah.
Okay. Let's see what he feels. Cause
Europe?
No, I did not. You see, this is why
She had secrets.
Yeah. Secrets, yeah.
Number 14, a hidden relationship in Ciara's ancestry.
Nathan, no, don't go there.
Nathan said, I'm going there.
Yeah, he went there, and his wife went somewhere else.
In the season 10 premiere, Ciara stumbled upon a family secret involving her great-great-grandmother, Emily Redding. The singer's DNA test showed a biological connection to Redding and her son, Willie Head, but not to Willie's supposed father, Nathan. To add to the surprise, the results also linked Ciara to several other people, all of whom were white.
I think about like my grandfather's hair.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah?
You know.
He had good hair?
Pretty. As he got older, it got a little more, you know, a little more coarse. But I look at some of his, you know, the photos from that I did get to see from when he was younger with my grandma, and it was fine.
Further investigation revealed Willie's actual father, a white man named Walker Lafayette Head. Apparently, Walker and Nathan lived near each other around the time Willie was conceived.
Walker and Nathan grew up in the same house together.
Not the same
And at some point, when both men were about 40, Walker slept with Nathan's wife.
Whether Walker
That's
and
why-
Redding's
see-
relationship was
See,
consensual.
baby, that right there is why you don't let people come sleep to your house.
that's
'Cause
crazy. Bad for both of them, man. They both need their butt whipped, cause that's not right. Nah.
This reminds me of that video we watched of the girl on the Pop the Balloon show, and she was like, "I need him to pay for me and my friend when we go out." This is why.
Whoa.
No, ma'am.
Whoa. See, that's crazy.
Okay, he gonna be paying all right.
All right.
Nothing in life is free.
All right, let's get it. Let's get it.
Is unknown, but Ciara seemed to believe it was. However, considering the societal dynamics back then, that might not have been very likely.
I definitely like to believe there was some connectivity that happened.
People fall in love. You can't control it. Desire is colorblind.
Oh yeah, I mean,
You know?
love is love.
Number 13, Sunny Hostin's
Oh,
Spanish
this one was
Roots.
controversial.
I'm still sort of shocked about the depth of the ties, I guess.
What do you think? All these white people just came up out of the ground? They had to come from somewhere.
TV host Sunny Hostin was born in 1968 to a Puerto Rican mother and an African-American father, so she
Okay.
always believed her heritage was half Puerto Rican. However, when she appeared on Finding Your Roots in February 2024, she got an unexpected surprise. Hostin learned she was only 7% indigenous Puerto Rican and that she descended from a Spanish merchant who, it turns out, most likely participated in the slave trade.
Wow. I'm a little bit in shock. I just always thought of myself as Puerto Rican.
Sure know how to
half
feel.
Puerto Rican. I didn't think I was. My family was originally from Spain and slaveholders.
This revelation contrasted with her political beliefs, leaving her feeling a mix of shock and disappointment. Despite this, she admitted that the discovery enriched her understanding of her family's history, even though it didn't necessarily change her perspective.
I guess it's a fact of life.
It ain't
That
supposed to
this
change
is
her
how some
perspective.
people made their living
Into what though?
on the backs of others.
Number 12, LL Cool J's biological grandparents. Getting told by your parents that you're adopted can be earth-shattering for anyone. Now imagine making such a discovery years after they've passed away, on a TV show no less. That's exactly what happened to rapper LL Cool J and his mother, Andrea Griffith, on Finding Your Roots.
But they had their reasons for not telling me. Finding out when I'm my age now, I can understand it. I can put everything in perspective.
After his parents split up in his childhood, LL was raised by his maternal grandparents.
Hold on, move on to number 3. So you gotta actually ask yourself a question. Are you really taking things to the grave with you? Because if a DNA sample can open up a vault of history, you can be exposed for anything. That's crazy.
All the secrets.
All the
family
secrets. Right.
My age now, I can understand it. I can put everything in perspective.
After his parents split up in his childhood, LL was raised by his maternal grandparents, who supported his musical ambitions. But one secret they hid was that his mother was not their biological child.
There's something odd about this birth certificate. Notice that there are no parents listed. Notice also that it was made out in 1947, which is over a year after your mother was born.
Era.
Wow.
Even Griffith didn't know this, only learning about it through the show. The news was so sensitive that host Henry Louis Gates Jr. had to first call LL privately, away from the cameras, to break it to him.
Well, some people would have wanted to keep this information private, but you and your mom wanted to learn more.
Yeah.
Why?
I need to know this. I mean, my mother deserves it.
Number 11, Ben Affleck controversy.
It's always been a kind of a blank canvas to me. And so I'm very excited to sort of fill in the blanks.
Discovering that one's ancestors owned slaves can be embarrassing for some people. It was this sense of shame that pushed actor Ben Affleck to a drastic point.
It makes it feel less academic and more personal. And I'm very surprised by this.
Affleck appeared on the show in 2000.
I think because of the controversy about... Actually, this is not even a controversy, but the controversial part of it is them wanting to take this history out of schools. That's the controversy part.
That is a big problem.
Part. But I think what needs to happen in schools is to learn our genealogy, because a lot of us don't learn it at home.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know how to go about it. If they put that in schools and make it like a real case study of the students, that will help everybody to come to terms with who they are.
Yeah.
And deal with the real history, not just a abstract this happening in the United States. No. How you got here?
This is a topic, bro. It's like, I ain't worried about being cut off, canceled. I don't really care about none of that. It's just, at the end of the day, it's always sensitive, because for some people, they act as if they're shocked that their family owned slaves. Which to me is, you shouldn't be shocked. Because if you look at the photos that they posted in black and white, everybody was involved, bro. Everybody was outside.
Yeah.
Everybody was doing it. So when
some part of it too.
Yeah, I mean,
even the people who
for the
didn't
locations,
own
right? Even for the locations,
slave holders.
Correct. So I'm not like too like worried about how people will feel for that comment. But at the end of the day, I'm still sitting back like, I thought you would have known. History is basically plain.
Yeah. We said what we said. Y'all know
yeah.
what we stand.
I just don't, because I think he's shocked. That I'm gonna rewind it and let y'all hear it.
That pushed actor Ben Affleck to a drastic point.
It makes it feel less academic and more personal. And I'm very surprised by this.
Affleck appeared on the show in 2014, where he learned that his maternal ancestor Benjamin Cole was a slave owner in Georgia. The revelation unsettled him so much that he went to great lengths to keep it hidden. Affleck successfully lobbied Henry Louis Gates Jr. and the show's producers to omit this information from the aired episode. However, the infamous Sony Pictures hack that year unearthed emails that revealed Affleck's efforts to suppress the truth. The ensuing controversy led to the show being temporarily suspended, although it returned after Affleck apologized for his actions.
We tend to separate ourselves from these things by going like, oh, well, it's just dry history and it's all over now. And this shows us that there's still a living aspect to history, like a personal connection.
There's a lot of
10,
living
Laura
aspects
Linney's
of that
felonious
history.
ancestors.
Well, guess what?
I wonder what did
William did.
What did he do? What did he do?
You might be familiar with the British practice of sending convicts to Australia during the 18th and 19th centuries. But did you know that before Australia, the primary destination for British prisoners was actually America?
Transportation of convicts to the American colonies in the 18th century was a way for England to rid the country of criminals without killing them.
If this fact didn't come as a surprise to you, it definitely did for award-winning actress Laura Linney. When she appeared on the show in 2019, Linney discovered that her fifth great-grandfather, William Linney, had been convicted in England of receiving stolen goods and was transported to Virginia in 1768.
Well knowing them to have been stolen, the justice said, "Mr. Linney, you hear what the lad has said. Have you anything to say?" Linney said, "No, I had the goods."
Probably not the most flattering information to learn about one's ancestors, but Linney took it in stride with a hearty laugh.
That is the passenger list from the ship on which your ancestors sailed from 1768.
Holy mackerel. Felons transported from London to Virginia by the Neptune.
Number 9. Laura Linney was not the only celebrity to uncover their ancestors' criminal background.
I didn't realize on the Whiteman side, which, by the way, nobody talks about, and now I know why, because they also ran things like scams.
In another episode, veteran broadcast journalist Soledad O'Brien was also hit with a mortifying revelation about her third great-grandmother, Lilias Whiteman. Host Henry Louis Gates Jr. presented O'Brien with a prisoner register from 19th century Scotland, revealing that a 41-year-old Whiteman had been arrested for robbery alongside a group of teenage boys.
And in receipt of said theft. So she was handling stolen goods.
It soon became clear that Whiteman might have been leading a gang of young thieves in Edinburgh, Scotland. This theory seemed to embarrass O'Brien initially, but when they dug deeper into the actual reason why Whiteman resorted to crime, her perspective changed.
So her husband died at age 39.
Yeah, the death of her husband, the breadwinner, was probably what pushed Lilias and William into the life of petty larceny.
That's really sad.
They were stealing to survive.
Number 8. Name Julia Roberts is instantly recognisable to millions around the world. But what if we told you it's actually not her biological name?
Is my head on straight still?
There you go.
Am I facing you?
The Oscar-winning actress derived her surname from Willis Roberts, her supposed great-great-grandfather. However, genealogical research uncovered a discrepancy. Julia's great-grandfather, John, was born more than a decade after Willis passed away. This meant that the actress couldn't be biologically related to Willis Roberts.
We scoured Douglas County looking for any record that named John's father. And we found absolutely nothing.
Through DNA analysis, the show eventually traced her ancestry to a man named Henry MacDonald Mitchell Jr., a married man who lived only a few miles away from Willis's wife, Rhoda.
A few short miles, it would seem.
And get this. According to the same census, Henry's widowed mother, Elizabeth Mitchell, lived just 4 households from Rhoda.
There you go.
Despite the biological inaccuracy, we still think Julia Roberts has a much better ring to it than Julia Mitchell. Number 7, Issa Rae's free ancestors.
If they were named, would they be free?
The Charbonnets were free.
How did they get away with that?
During the era of slavery, people who were enslaved were typically omitted from census records. However, during her appearance on Finding Your Roots in 2021, actress and producer Issa Rae discovered documents that identified her third great-grandfather, Dawson Charbonnet, by name. This was due to the fact that Charbonnet's mother, Milite, had been granted freedom by her owner, who also happened to be a black man.
So you just blew my mind even more.
Yeah.
So they were owned by
another black person.
And listen, y'all.
Got to talk about it, because
We gotta
I feel
talk
like
about
if you...
Louisiana. So this is why I know a lot of times it may come off that we're just super proud of being from Louisiana, which we are, but we do acknowledge the bad stuff about Louisiana too. But Louisiana was so different. The territory, Louisiana territory, was so different than the rest of the United States. You know, Louisiana Purchase, go back to that. All right, because still to this day, our laws in Louisiana is rooted in French and Spanish traditions.
Yeah.
So the way the Louisiana territory handled the institution of slavery was a little different from the American side. So yes, there were black slaveholders, but different reasons. Of course, there was some black people that may have handled people in the same way as
the same light.
The rest of the institutions.
The representation.
But there was other people who did it for their family.
Yeah. Now, you said what I was going to say. Most cases, they would, buy their own slaves and give them papers to be free. Or to remove them from that type of environment.
Right.
Where they don't have to be worried about repercussions because they looked at the sun.
Right.
Or they smiled or something like that, And I got something I would drop. It's a bombshell, but I don't think... No. It's
Not
about
the time and place?
No, at all.
Oh,
It's about the relationship between a location, a family, and your birthday, my birth hospital.
Yeah, no, they're not ready.
Yes.
No, they're not ready. No. We're gonna keep that one for the documentary.
Crazy. It's still crazy. That's still crazy, man.
It's a very complicated institution.
Yes, it was.
Additionally, Ray learned that Charbonnet's father was a white man who had his own family, but engaged in a clandestine relationship with Malit. Yeah. If this all felt like a convoluted television B-plot, then you're not alone. Even Ray shared the same sentiments.
A lot of that happened
This is
in
so...
Louisiana, a lot.
It's like you just took me through a soap opera, like a slave soap opera. Whew, wow. That is some twisted family history.
Number 6, Gayle King's European ancestry.
I knew her father was white, that her mother was black, but we were not to talk about it, and she never wanted to talk about it.
Gayle King's family harboured a long-held secret concerning her maternal grandmother, Emma Brown. It was revealed that Brown was the product of a white father and a black mother, a fact seemingly concealed out of shame, at least according to King.
What was his ethnicity?
White man.
Just white man?
White man.
Not from Germany, England, Ireland.
No,
nothing.
white man.
White man, okay.
White man, and do not ask her about her father.
The genealogists at Finding Your Roots were able to trace King's ancestry back to Robert Elliott Copes, a white man from South Carolina and Emma Brown's grandfather. This discovery unveiled King's European ancestry, which comprises over 30% of her genetic makeup. However, when the results of this DNA analysis were revealed to her at the end of the episode, King didn't seem to be very pleased with them.
You are 1/3 white.
Take that back.
Number 5, Angela Davis descended from white settlers. You'd be shocked to learn what some of your ancestors were up to. That probably should be the tagline for Finding Your Roots. In 2023, the show delivered yet another jaw-dropping revelation, this time to political activist Angela Davis.
Any idea what you're looking at? That is a list of the passengers on the Mayflower.
No, I can't believe this. No. My ancestors did not come here on the Mayflower.
Throughout her lengthy career, Davis gained a fierce reputation for her unwavering advocacy for civil rights, as well as her relentless fight against structural racism. Hence, she was taken aback to learn that her ancestors were the complete opposite.
Oof. That's a little bit too much to deal with right now.
Davis was revealed to be a direct descendant of William Brewster, one of the 102 settlers who journeyed to the colonies on the Mayflower. Just goes to show that despite sharing bloodlines, people can still differ greatly from their ancestors.
Did you ever, in your wildest dreams, think that you may have descended from people who laid
Never.
The foundation for this country?
Never.
Number 4, George R.R. Martin's grandmother's affair. When George R.R. Martin appeared on Finding Your Roots in 2019...
I'm a little speechless on that one because it is a huge opposite reflect of where she come from.
Yeah. I think Angela Davis, that should have been number 1. Baby, do you know Angela Davis?
Come on. Yeah.
Study her work.
Yeah. She go hard when it comes to information and doing research, y'all. I'm telling you, she will pull out some of the most unheard of topics that happen, like something that's underneath the rock, and you'll be like, yo, I did not know that happened. Yeah, she like that.
He uncovered a surprising family tale reminiscent of the sordid ones in his epic fantasy books.
Spent much of his childhood in the home of his beloved grandmother, Grace Martin. But George knew almost nothing about his grandfather, Grace's husband, Louis Martin.
Martin had always believed that his Italian paternal grandfather, Louis, had abandoned his grandmother, Grace, for a younger woman. However, that notion was shattered when the show's team revealed the results of Martin's DNA test.
What's missing from that chart?
The Italians.
The Italians. There's no Italian.
Okay, that's shocking.
Martin's DNA showed a quarter Ashkenazi Jewish ancestry, suggesting his true grandfather was Jewish. It was quickly surmised that it was Grace who likely cheated on
Yeah, that's an affair.
which eventually pushed him away.
Let me just pause, though. These affairs on here is crazy. And then carrying a baby into another relationship. That is crazy.
Yeah, imagine cheating on your spouse, thinking that you're going to go to your grave with this secret, and then one of your descendants air it on TV.
Air it on TV for everybody to hear. Flipping in their grave.
I often thought of writing a book about, you know, that house. You know, it was. I haven't even told half the stories yet of some of the people who lived there at various points.
That book just got more complicated.
We fully expect the next book to be chaotic. Number 3, the identity of Viola Davis's great-grandfather. Oscar-winning actress Viola Davis came on Finding Your Roots expecting to learn more about her ancestry, but she probably wasn't ready for the messy familial secrets she would uncover.
Did your mom ever talk about this?
Never.
Isn't that interesting? That silence?
Silence is always interesting to me.
Davis learned that her grandfather, Henry Logan, had a mysterious lineage. In official documents, 2 different men had been listed as his father.
Nah, ain't no mysterious lineage. Basically, what she said just now, put that in 2024 firm. That boy got another family over there. That boy got another.
It was on a lot of that, huh?
Oh, man. All right. Okay.
Logan on his social security application and John Young on his obituary. Although Henry's mother, Corinne, was married to Gable, historical records showed that after he came back from World War I, Gable never returned to live with Corinne. Through DNA analysis and census data, researchers inferred that Corinne likely had an affair with her neighbour John Young, resulted in the birth of Davis's grandfather.
It's the mess of relationships and the mess of, you know, love, sex. It's truth.
Number 2, Catherine Hahn's ancestors moved from Germany to America. Our forefathers often relocated to different countries for various reasons: economic prospects, fleeing conflict, or in the case of Catherine Hahn's ancestor, eloping with their lover at the expense of family ties.
That is so complicated.
Well, one thing you should know that you don't have to worry about in the guilt chart.
No guilt, just like, what?
In 1853, Hahn's third great-grandfather, Wilhelm Lunenschloss, was living in Germany with his wife and 6 children. However, by 1860, Wilhelm had moved to Wisconsin, now married to a different woman named Eliza. The Finding Your Roots team dug deeper into this significant change.
On the right, you can see the name of the man who lived at Ehrenstrasse 48. Just a few doors down. Could you read his surname?
Anton Ternus.
And whose surname was Ternus?
Hers.
Through a German city directory from 1854, they found that Eliza was the daughter of Wilhelm's neighbour. This suggests that Wilhelm met Eliza there in Germany, then abandoned his family to start a new one with her in America.
The fact that that had to happen for
Yes,
this to
sure.
happen
You
is-
are the product of the scandal.
I know.
You are the end result.
Isn't that nuts?
Listen, y'all already know how some people feel about Americans. That didn't make it no better. None at all.
Hey, jaw on the floor, man. I'm just like speechless because they went in there and they figured it out.
Yeah.
It's nothing that you can do underneath the sun that this thing they got built up around us, they can't figure it out. They'll figure it out, bro.
At all. And I love reading records. I love finding historical letters. Like on Dion's side, his side is military cowboy. Military cowboy.
Literally.
On Dion's side, we even found one of his ancestors. It's not really good, but it's history. We found his name listed as one of the enslaved people who was transported from another state down south.
Yeah.
We found that on that side. On my side, we found one of my ancestors was enslaved. Where was it was France.
I'm just not. I don't want to say
Enslaved
too
in
much.
France. Then
No, you good. I just don't want to say.
I just
because
get so excited.
I remember we made this conversation. I think we went live about it. We did tell them.
What? Oh, I didn't tell them the origins.
Oh, okay.
That's just something that's a personal history.
See how open we can be with y'all?
It'll come out when it needs to come out.
Right.
But just discovering your genealogy, where your people come from, their stories, all of that is just, I love it.
And again, man, history is never gonna have like so much. It's a balance. It's gonna have ugly. It's gonna have good as well. Mm-hmm. But I really believe in today's world, it's all about how you mentally shape your reality so you can figure out who you are. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Because you can have a lot of people who, I will say something else, who messed up, right? Yeah. But you can be the change. You know what I'm saying? I think it all starts in the mind frame. You can be who you need to be mentally and let that shape how you interact with people.
You speaking a word.
I got plenty of them.
And just be open-minded when you're learning your history. It's not to get mad at anything. You can't change the past. Right. It all comes down to who you are. So it was just the institution of slavery of our country in the United States is just so complex. Like my tree by itself, it involves different countries. It involves the North, the South. Yeah. It involves the family, different things that happen in the family. Like I just love Dion's tree is just like a straight line. Like Dion,
she's saying that because it was getting crazy on her side of the tree.
Oh, definitely.
And she was like, hold on, wait a minute. Who cousin is this and how I'm supposed to connect this?
Child, what?
But then for mine, it was more so like, okay, easy. And then I think I even have family members who actually helped fill in the gap. So it was a lot simpler to see everything in front of you, you know?
Yeah, and we shared it with your grandmother before she passed. I really do
Shout out to that.
Like, that was one of the last conversations we had with her. And she was just so proud. And we show her pictures of her great-great-grandfather. And she was like, I haven't seen it in so long. Oh, my God, it's going to make me cry.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
But just showing her the pictures that we found and the connections just so we could fact check everything if we was doing it right. And she was like,
you know who this is? And I'm talking about years. We not even thought about. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh my God, where you get that?
Man, so
it's a beautiful thing. Y'all should definitely dig into it and check it out.
I'm just that made me so happy. We shared about our grief on here. And that just made me so happy that was really one of the last conversations that we had with her. Is sharing the pictures. Yeah. Y'all, if y'all ever had like an inkling of wanting to learn y'all genealogy, like, just go find it. Yeah. You never know what's gonna come up. Type in your information. Type in your just your parents. If you don't know nobody else, just type in your parents' information. It's gonna show a lot of things. Marriage, everything. I just encourage everybody to go do it.
You wonder why you're so tall and you wonder why you're so short. Like, I've seen one of my, we were talking now, but on my ancestor tree, this dude was tall. Oh. This guy was huge. I'm like, yo, okay. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Oh yeah, and when they was talking about the arrest records, so we found arrest records.
Yeah, it gets bad. It gets bad. It was outside.
Outside. But all right, y'all. We hope you guys enjoyed this video with us. Be sure to subscribe. We'll see you soon.
Peace.